I'm trying not to sit as close to you as I did last time because everybody evidently thought that it threw off. The video's not centered.
Yo, everybody, Dylan from Noble Records.
Tunes. What's up, guys? Running the shop today. Come on by, see me, buy some jazz, listen to some jazz, talk some trash, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Everything's awesome.
We decided to do another Live from the Couch, and someone suggested that we do like show records that are available in the store. So we decided that was a great idea. Mm-hmm. And if we have enough time, we might answer some questions. We had some, you guys sent in some questions from a post I did before. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first one here is, you recognize this one? Looks like music from Big Pink, but it's not. It's music from Lil Brown. Music from Lil Brown is by a group called Africa. And they used to be called, it's the former members of this vocal group called The Valiants, and this is all like psychedelic soul covers of popular songs. So we got Painted Black, Light My Fire, Louie Louie, Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry, great song. Let's see, Saving All My Love. So anyways, so there's a lot of classic songs on here, but they're covered very psychedelically with some great rhythms and very psychedelic soul-esque. So this is a great one. They usually go for about $30. There's some ringware on this one. I got it for $12.99.
I've never actually heard that record.
You're gonna need to spin it.
Yeah, I'll spin it like 30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and grabbed a couple of records, guys, that A, are awesome and you should have in your life, and B, I cannot still believe are in this shop. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the greatest trumpet of them all, the Dizzy Gillespie Octet featuring Benny Golson. I have no idea how this is still here, guys. This is a smoker. It's $17.99 in this shop, which is a steal, I'm here to tell you. I don't know many things, but I know jazz, and I'm here to tell you that's a great price for this. Let me get rid of some of this glare. I've spun this probably, out of all the days that I've worked here, I've probably spun this 10 times, guaranteed. And people will ask me about it, and everybody will be like, oh, what is that? That sounds awesome, but nobody ever walks out with it. It's super clean, it's awesome, and I'm here to tell you, one of you guys need to take it home with you, because, it's Dizzy Gillespie, guys. It's freaking smoking, and again, it's $17.99. It's original pressing on Verve. Somebody please come buy this. Seriously, I will be very happy if you do.
Okay, another one. This one I wanted to show because you might have it and not know it's worth money. So this is, Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. This is a great album, obviously. Love it, classic, all that stuff. But it's on the Sounds of the South label. It's a yellow label. That's the original label on this one before they got signed to MCA.
I've never seen one of those in person.
Yeah, it's rare. It's pretty rare. I've had a couple, but I sold one a while back. It was like mint. When we first opened the shop, I had one on the wall for a while, but a lot of people, they're like, why is that worth so much money? And this one, I'm not sure what I'm going to put on it, but not like a ton, but they can go for up to $100. This one I'll probably put like 40 on. But
it's way more rare than that Street Survivor cover with the flames that all of you guys think is worth like $1,000, but it's not. At one point in time, I had 3 copies of that Street
Survivors with the flames.
It's easy to find, y'all.
I find more of those than I do without the flames.
Thank you. But I have found 2 without the flames. I once had 3 in my collection. Exact same. Like, what am I? Am I mental? I kept the best cover and I got rid of the rest of them. But anyway.
You were mental. But anyways, this one is, I said you were. You've come along. You are a little mental. I will.
But at least I never thought it was worth $1,000.
Right. No. Yeah.
But people do.
So, but this one, check your labels. If you got the yellow label, it's worth a little extra. So, go.
All right. Next up, I have no clue how this is still in the shop. I've tried to sell this to like pretty much every person I ever find digging in the jazz section. Guys, this is Miles Davis Sextet, Someday My Prince Will Come, with John Coltrane, Hank Mobley, Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, and Jimmy Cobb. Beautiful young lady on the cover. This album is phenomenal, and of course, what would I be doing if I didn't splat out? Original stereo 6i, guys. Dude, guys, it's freaking clean. It's awesome. I listen to it almost every time I come. No splits, no shoes, no problems. I'm just saying, you guys should come buy this. I don't know why it's still sitting here. We got $39.99 on it in the shop because I'm going to answer that now because somebody will put in the comments how much. I don't want to drive all the way up from New York if you guys aren't going to tell me how much. It's $39.99. Somebody please come by it. Thank you.
SRC milestones. SRC is a great psych group. Their self-titled is one of my favorite psych albums of all time. This is one I don't see that often. I actually have 2 copies in the shop right now. This one's $17.99. It's some killer guitar work. Lead guitar Gary Quackenbush. I mean, with a name like that, you got to be able to freaking shred.
There's no way that's a stage name.
SRC, Milestones. Not a whole lot more to say about it, but great psych album. Some killer guitar in it.
Quackenbush.
This next one's a humdinger. What you got there?
All right, next up, I got one of the very few albums. One of the big questions I get all the time, because I've sold off a bunch of stuff, I've traded a bunch of stuff, and people ask me all the time, like, are there any albums that you sold off or traded off that you regret? Okay, well, this is one of them. Love Forever Changes. This is a freaking classic, guys, and I'll show you what's so special about this one, obviously. Dylan already knows where I'm going with it. Bam. That's an original stereo gold label. It is killer. It really is. This is one of the ones that I definitely want back, and I'm going to get it back. I'll probably go the MoFi route, but that being said, $49.99 here in the shop, which is a steal. I've seen it go anywhere between $50 and $100, and this one's clean. You can eat off of it. I'll be here all day. I'd be more than happy to sell it to somebody. So come get it.
You can eat off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that, I could clean a really scratched up record and you can eat off of it. Anyways.
Technically you can eat off of it.
I could eat off of anything. Whether I would want to.
I wouldn't technically want to eat off of a record either, but.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. So this next one is called Magic. Pretty great band on the Rarer label. The interesting thing about this that a lot of people don't know is this features Stevie Wonder on keys.
I did know that.
That's because I told you.
Yeah, it is, but still, you didn't ask me how I knew it.
That's true.
Did I know it?
So
thank you.
Yeah,
and you're welcome.
On 3 or 4 of the tracks, Stevie Wonder plays keys on it, which is really cool. That's a great album, really good psych record. $14.99. Can't beat it. It's really good. So.
And last up is not original pressing or anything like that, but I'm here to tell you guys, Brilliant Corners, Thelonious Monk with Sonny Rollins, Ernie Henry, and Clark Terry. Guys, this is a life-changing album. It is that good. I've talked to Dylan about this album before. It's one of your favorites, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is freaking killer. You have to have this. If you're only going to have one Monk record, man, there's so many great ones. And by the way, Thelonious Monk, born in the great state of North Carolina, for those of you who didn't know. And he's not one of, plenty of jazz musicians born in North Carolina. Coltrane. Bam, thank you. And this is killer. It's an OJC reissue. And for those of you who follow my channel, I am a big advocate of OJC reissues. Everybody thinks I am an original pressing snob, which I am. But that being said, there are plenty of good reissues to be found. And this is a great one. And it's $19.99. And the gentleman who brought this collection in brought in a bunch of heat, and they were all super clean. I'm here to tell you, this is an awesome one. You guys should have it. Thelonious Monk, Brilliant Corners.
And my last one is this is the Sinatra.
I forgot to bring my forklift in.
Yeah, I know. Original master recording, 16 LP box set.
It's hefty.
It's a hefty one.
It's a chunky box set.
So
this is a big girl.
This one comes with a story, but I'll also show you this is kind of cool. This is the Geodisc. So you can align your turntable properly. It's got that with it. It's pretty freaking nuts. But anyways,
I wouldn't know what to do with that.
I wouldn't.
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Like the guy I got working here, he's like, "What is this?" I'm like,
yeah.
Find out and let me know. But I know what it is. I've seen people use them. I just don't. Anyways, but these this one comes with a story. The other day, I wasn't working the shop that day. I had my good buddy Gabe working that day. And this guy comes in, he's like, "Hey, I'm cleaning out my dad's house." And he's got a bunch of, Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass.
Essential, obviously.
Some, like, Dixieland Jazz, and he's got, like, a bunch of Sinatra and D. Martin and stuff like that. Would you want to come look? And first instinct was, no, hard pass. But it was on my way home, and he said everything in the house is for sale. I love the estate sales to where everything in the house is for sale.
Right.
Don't know why, I just love that.
You're bound to find something.
Yeah, I found a really killer set of hand trucks, so that was really good. But anyways, most everything he had was it was on like killer shape, but everything was garbage except for I saw this in the corner and I was like, "Ooh, daddy, how much you want for that?" So we negotiated a deal. So there was an original sticker on this. I think he paid $389 for it. brand new, like the guy who passed away.
I see those things go for $750.
Yeah. So I've got this one's in great shape. I've got $350 on it. So, anyway, so that's my last pick.
It'll be sitting on the front counter here at Noble Records today for anybody who wants to come buy some Frank Sinatra.
You will not be able to miss it. So, since we are, let's see how much time we have left.
19 minutes.
We're at 19 minutes? Okay.
I'm good at keeping up with time.
Okay. So, Mike Guitar Player 07 wants to know
What's up, Mike?
the best jazz record of all time?
Okay, so Mike, you're my boy. You know that. I'm here to tell you that of course, is varies person to person. My favorite jazz album of all time is John Coltrane, Blue Train, on Blue Note. Hands down, that's my favorite. But that's not to implicate that anybody else's pick is wrong. That's just to say that that's my favorite.
Happy Hippie, the vinyl guy, asked if there are any albums that you regretted selling or trading off, and you just answered that one.
Love Forever Changes, and my David Bowie Ziggy Stardust Mo-Fi, which I have now owned twice and spun yesterday loud, and was thinking to myself, how in the world did I ever get rid of this? But good thing for me, I got this really great friend that I traded it to who made sure I got it right back. So thank you, buddy.
That's one of the things for me, like, if I'm going to let go of something that I really don't want to let go to, it means a lot more if I can let it go to someone who I know where it is. So if I want it back, I can beg.
There you go. And my Alison Krauss Mo-Fi. Man, that was freaking rough. And for a lot of you guys who are listening to this now, I still don't regret it because I got Saxophone Colossus and Uno Mas in the same day. So it's no regrets. I just would like to have it back, and I'm still trying to find my way back to it.
Well,
so it'll happen.
Here's the thing. A lot of people, they'll say, because in my contest I have the question, what's the one record you never sell? And I'll never sell any of my records, which I understand that. But for me, they're just things. I mean, they don't have a soul or anything. I mean, I know that records are, important to your life and all that stuff, but once you get over that barrier of, I'm willing to let some stuff go to get more things I want, you're able to hone down your collection to specifically what you really will listen to and you really like. So I don't regret selling anything. I think long and hard about a record before I sell it. If I don't think I can I weigh it out, pros and cons. I'm never going to sell anything that I never could get back.
Absolutely.
So the only thing, my Turquoise Zeppelin, that one hurt to sell, but I have a shop now, so whatever. Yeah. I had...
That helped you open this beautiful place.
Right. So that's not a regret. It was a trade-off. So
absolutely.
To answer that question.
That's worth it.
Let me see, filtering some of these. We got David Gibson asking some ridiculous things. How do you keep track of your record collection? Talk about that in my contest video. I've started using Discogs over the years. I've fought it, but I really have to figure out what I've got and don't have because I am getting to the place where I don't even know if I have this at home. And my thing is not. We got somebody calling in. We got a caller.
We'll get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
They'll call back. We're not even technically open yet. Discogs, by the way. Lucille. I think I remember Lucille asking that. Hi, Lucille. Discogs, absolutely. For all of those of you who don't think that Discogs is a good idea or don't want to jump on that, jump on it. If for nothing else, just so you can keep track of what you got. But for me, my insurance, literally, I have a separate insurance policy for my record collection. That is no joke. I really do. My record collection is worth almost as much as my house, so it only made sense. And so they honor Discogs. So, Discogs.
Cool. Tootin' Van Ham is asking.
Oh, this person has some questions. Oh, I'm ready to go on those.
Let's go. Why are English records dated, yet you can't be bothered?
Why does it matter? Tootin'. Why does it matter? What does it matter? If it came out in 1959, does it impact how it sounds to you? Does it? I don't care. All right, next question.
Have you considered exchanging a record for a razor?
No, I have not. Dylan and I are quite content with our lengthy beards. I actually had my wife trim mine down a little bit, which is why mine's not quite as lengthy as Dylan's for this video. She trimmed it down, but let me give it about 3 days. It'll be back. No, we have not. We live in one of the hottest states in the United States, and we're still content. So, yeah.
Let's go down. I'm going to skip down to, is a beard in a hot climate sensible by Mike Tomlin, sorry. I used to work landscaping and I had a beard like this then. It's more protection than anything from your face. I can't tell you how many times I've been struck in the face by an object or person. and have been protected by my beard. It's more, and like if you grow it long like mine, it protects your jugular too. You can't get to that jugular.
I work in a non-climate controlled warehouses since I was 18 years old, and I'm here to tell you guys, if you can get through May through mid-September in North and South Carolina working in a warehouse, then it's
But
easy.
You can become conditioned to it. I don't even think about it.
I don't even think about it.
Everyone's like, is that a sweater on your face?
Right.
We've talked about this. Is not the beard channel. Okay?
Right. Yeah. Everybody thinks it is, evidently.
Oh, people like to ask the beard questions.
Yeah. People love the beard
People
questions.
love taking blows at the beards, but
Right.
it's
Well.
just one of those things.
Yeah.
What are your guilty pleasure albums or albums some of you were...
Beth.
Yeah. Some would be surprising in your collections. Now, I will counter this with an album that is a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't know why they haven't reissued. Dashboard Confessional, Swiss Army Romance.
That's not a bad
was
album.
one of my favorite records growing up.
Oh,
It was
that's
just
good.
that teenage angst. Like, why haven't they reissued it? Originals go for like $150.
I know, which I ain't paying that, but I do like that album.
So bad, man.
Beth, how are you? To answer your question, I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I don't at all. If you like it, it's good enough. But for example, plenty of people love to poop all over Creed. Plenty of people. Human Clay, Creed. You and I have talked about this before. I love that album.
Did
I
they
don't
just
care.
reissue it?
They did. And I got one.
Well, call me when they reissue Weather. I didn't know you got one.
I got one. I told you. I don't care, dude. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure to me.
I would buy that album.
Yes.
I do love Creed, and I love
When they do Weathered,
Weathered.
I'll get us both one. I'm just saying.
gosh.
I like it.
We'll
I
have
like
a listening
Creed.
party.
I have seen Nickelback in concert twice. Plenty of you guys love to poop all over Nickelback.
I'm gonna draw the line at Nickelback.
Nickelback had some hits back in the day.
That doesn't mean they're good.
Well, no, it doesn't. But it also doesn't mean they're the worst band ever, like some people like to make it out. They're better than half of what's on the radio now.
Look at this photograph.
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Anyway,
Just saying.
I get you. I sold a Nickelback record yesterday.
Did you? All the right reasons?
Thank God this is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. It was the one with the car on the front. I
Yeah,
never
all-
listened to Nickelback,
all
but
right
I was big on Creed as a kid. Okay, what's one Blue Note album you desperately need?
Man, I could do a whole video on that. Just so you know, but one that immediately comes to mind is I'd love to have the Magnificent Thad Jones. I'd love to have that. That's one that has escaped me. That is one that I'd probably have to sell my truck to get, or get lucky and have Dylan acquire it so that he'd work with me. That's what it's going to take. But yeah, that's just one thrown out there.
B-Side Records, Beth was asking also, from a business owner's perspective, what are some things that we as customers do that drive you crazy? I'll
let you take the lead on that one.
I'm gonna shoot to a quick video clip, and I'll show you. This drives me crazy.
La 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 la. Oh, look at these records. I don't need to push them back. Let's just keep going. Okay, well now I know I've looked through these because they're totally not. Okay. Oh, la la la. Oh, look at that. Music from Little Brownie's just talking about that record.
Make sure you get those other two stacks. There you go.
And then
Get that one. There you go. Proud of you.
hey, this Billie Eilish record.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
This looks like it just belongs.
In the dollar bin. Stick it in the dollar bin.
Let's
YOLO.
put over here
In the jazz.
The jazz.
Jazz,
Well, no,
sure.
no. The metal. This
okay.
seems like a metal album.
It does seem
Put
like a metal album.
her
Nothing
Billie
more
Eilish-
metal than Billie
We're
Eilish.
just gonna put it right here. Good luck with that. Hey, look at these laser discs. Hey, can you play this on a record player? Someone asked me this.
I know, you told me.
They said, "Can you play this on a record player?"
Give it a
and
run.
I said no, and they said, "Well, I think I'm gonna try it anyways." I was like, "You know what?
Well, YOLO.
Go for it." Anyways, back to the video.
You only spend one.
Also, when people come in and like yesterday, this guy came in and he was in here for 3 hours, took pictures of lots of album covers, didn't buy anything. That was just funny to me. I don't know.
That happens every other time I work in
That
here.
happens a lot. Kids come and hang out on the couch and they make a mess. And they leave trash. They put trash down here in the couch, like this is
Tuck it.
a thing.
You go in behind them and have to clean it up after them.
Yeah, oh, but the number one thing. Okay, so new arrivals is like a free for all. Nothing's alphabetized, nothing like that. But number one thing is when people like the alphabetized sections, they take stuff out and they just put it wherever. I've found $50 records in the dollar bin where they just put them back wherever they want. They don't care. If you're going to take something out, put it back at least in the new arrivals to where it'll get shuffled back out to general population. But when people, they just put crap wherever they want. They don't care. And they'll just get a whole huge stack and they'll go over and listen to them. And they'll maybe get one and take the rest of them and just throw them right in the jazz. And you're like, what are you doing?
Either stick them in the new arrivals or bring them up to the counter. I've even told customers before. I have told customers before when I've been in here, bring them up to the counter. I'll put them back. Like really, like I don't mind. I want them to get back to the right place. Whether you put them back or not, I'm going to go in behind you after you're gone and check. So drop them off at the counter if you don't want them. I'm getting paid to be here by my boy. So I am technically getting paid. So I usually take home records.
I don't think I've ever paid Chris. Let's be honest.
I don't think you have. I don't think you have. I've come home with a handful of records and my wife's like, okay, no money again. Ha ha ha. We laugh about it. Yeah. We laugh about it. But that being said,
okay.
Bring them up to the counter. I'll put them back, guys.
Will you? Justin F wants to know: will you be selling online at any point? That's the question I get the most. Here's my policy. Well, I get it because
eBay, Discogs, Amazon.
You can get it on eBay, Discogs, Amazon. But I understand people want to support my business, and you can't drive it. I get that.
We appreciate it.
I respect that, and I want to do it. I am buying as many records as I possibly can. And I'm telling you, I put them all out and they all sell as fast as I can put them out. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I can't fill this store up. I've been trying, working my butt off, trying to get so I'm slowly gaining a little ground on it, getting a little bit more stuff in the bins. But my goal is to get all these bins filled up and then get two big other bins in the middle to fill that out and fill those up. Once I get to that point, I'll probably be selling online. But I want people, my number one goal is for people to walk in here. The reason I opened a record store is I love the feeling of walking in a record store and finding something in the flesh that you've always wanted and you have in your hand.
It's the greatest.
There's no romance behind buying something online.
There's not.
I'm sorry.
You're happy to have the album.
You're fulfilling a need.
You're fulfilling a need.
But there's no, it's like, well, I'm not going to say
there's no, I found this in the bins at a record store where maybe I arrive 10 minutes later, maybe I don't get it.
There's no thrill of the hunt.
There's nothing. And if everything we ever had come through here, Dylan listed online, and we sell it all, and then so-and-so takes their one day off they had all week to roll up in here and dig for some records, and he can't find any of that because it all sold online, well, guess what? He's going to go back and he's going to tell everybody that he ever digs with, hey, man, no need to waste your time. The selection in here sucks. And then nobody comes through here and we have no foot traffic. Okay, so maybe we still make a little bit of money. By we, mean he makes a little bit of money. But there's no traffic rolling through here. You can have an online store just fine without having a brick and mortar. It kind of negates it.
You have to kind of establish a reputation that you have good stuff.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I'm doing. I know a lot of people are really upset about that are far away, and I get that. But I really, at some point, I want to start doing it. I don't know when I can tell you that's going to happen. I'd love to do it sometime this year, but I also want to have a secondary set of inventory so I can go out and do pop-ups. So that's another thing. But anyways, we're on to the last question. There's much more questions, but a lot of them were dumb.
Yes,
David P. wants to know, you both seem to be elitists in the records you collect.
Damn right we are.
Ever just throw on a run-of-the-mill AC/DC album? I'm going to let you take that one, Chris.
Okay.
Because
David?
you are more passionate about it. I don't care.
I am. David P. My boy, what's up?
Do you know this guy?
I know of him. He comments on my
comes in here all the
videos, and he
time.
comes in
He's
here
a
too.
good guy.
Yeah, he's
So
awesome
go
guy.
easy on him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will. But I'm going to also voice my opinion.
Oh, I know.
David, my boy, we are absolutely vinyl elitists. We absolutely do not throw on any random AC/DC record ever. We don't. Because for one, AC/DC had, 13, 14 studio albums?
Well, here's the deal.
They all sound the same. They all sound the same. Just buy Back in Black and get rid of the rest of them.
Here's the thing. I don't agree with you, but we're still friends, and that's what's good.
I
do love AC/DC.
You know what? This job sucks. I quit. Okay.
All right, well,
I'm back.
Yeah.
You talked me into it.
Anyways.
He cut that part out where he talked me back into it.
The AC/DC, I like their albums. I think they're great. I
like Back in Black and Highway to Hell.
Okay, well, then you're every other 13-year-old white girl, okay? There's some other great albums there. Their early albums
Dirty
are really,
Deeds done
their
dirt
earlier
cheap
albums
is
I like
fine.
more. to me, I don't know if you listened to them when you were a kid, but they're nostalgic for me. I like them. So your question is, do you ever throw on an AC/DC record? No, but sometimes. Last night I actually put on Back in Black on accident. It had like a really bad scratch on one of the tracks, and someone
Back in Black.
And so I put it on to see if it skipped, and I'll be honest, I listened to the whole first side, and I did not hate it.
Well,
So,
no, I do not hate it.
I like AC/DC. And I was in an AC/DC cover band in high school called Shoot to Thrill. I was the lead singer and lead guitar player, and we sucked, but we had a lot of good times.
All right, anyway.
We've all heard the song, Chris. Anyways, so go ahead. You want to say something?
I do. Here's the thing with me. Honestly, you guys have seen for the most part what it is I collect. I collect jazz, blues, old soul. But here's the reason why. I've been listening to music my entire life. I've been listening to records my entire life. I have heard AC/DC so many times. I have heard Journey so many times. I have heard the Beatles, who I love. You remember way back when I bought almost nothing but Beatles.
Yeah.
But I've heard them all so many times now. I just want to hear something new. Well, not new, but new to my ears.
Different. So
Right.
that's actually, me too. I'll be honest.
Nothing against
I
AC/DC
never
or
throw
anybody.
on Led Zeppelin studio albums. I
Right.
listen to them hardly.
Hardly
I listen
ever.
to some bootlegs. Last thing is we're closing out the video. We got these sweet shirts in.
Sweet.
These new Noble Record shirts. They're only available in the store right now because I ordered a limited supply to kind of see how people like them. Spoiler alert, people will love them. So come get you one. It's been a great fun. Thank you for joining Dylan and Chris on the Vinyl Couch. See you next time.
Deuces.